welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy, along with
Lisa.
and
Rene.
as we talk about
The
things we're not supposed to talk about. Yay! Take two.
Day two. I'm new to this too.
Yeah.
Let's practice.
Yeah.
We had
a practice round before
20
this.
minutes.
We're still learning our new gadgets over here. Yeah. We're not as IT smart as my husband, okay?
I mean, all I had to do was press the record button.
Okay, never mind.
Renee, we're not supposed to say that.
Oh my god.
I'm glad I looked down the dumb boy.
Me
Like,
too.
oh,
I
shit.
know it was worse if we would have done like an hour and it was out.
So I forgot to press the record button, everybody.
Yeah. We had a practice round. We're warmed up now.
Warmed up. We're good to go. Got that out of the way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right.
So we've gotten a lot of feedback from last week's episode about like the new setup and like even somebody had messaged me about the recommendations. So I put them up on our Instagram. Also, be sure to follow us at Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. As well as on Facebook and our YouTube. Because if you're not subscribed already, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get to it.
And Spotify. Like
Press
and
the button,
subscribe.
unlike
Yeah.
Renee.
Yeah, remember to push the button.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. We got feedback, and then like I was looking at like our analytics or whatever and stuff like that for like you can see like the up and the down and how many listens and like yesterday I think it was Fran was like, oh, it says you've already had 28 more listens than normal.
Oh, wow.
So y'all were coming in hot watching
Watch yourself.
Yeah, so that's cool. It's cool to get all the feedback.
Yeah.
It's cool to see everybody like it, the comments. That's fun. I like reading all the comments. Keep writing comments. We're hoping to get a Google number where you guys could call in and leave voicemails. So be on the lookout for that because that's something we want to do. So you guys can call in and maybe you be part of the podcast.
So what? It's like a radio station, like they call it.
Right? Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that.
You're gonna call in. You're all Lisa's my favorite. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. You want to start with some challenges?
Sure.
I'll go first.
Okay.
You were
Okay.
first.
Ooh, yeah. Mix it up.
Okay. My challenge this week was I accidentally left the dog door locked. So my dogs were not able to go to the bathroom all day. I know, I felt like a horrible mom. And so when my husband got up at 4 a.m, to go to his shift, he woke me up because there was lots of surprises downstairs, my poor babies. And like he was leaving to work, so he couldn't even do it. So there I am at 4 a.m, like with my eyes closed, trying not to be like awake so I can go back to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Like this.
Yeah,
I
you
probably had like a
little bit.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up.
Yeah, I was like, don't
That's
even
it.
turn on the lights.
Yeah.
I was like, because if I turn on the lights, the dogs are going to think it's time to go. And no, they're not going to let me go back to sleep. So, yeah.
So what happened? Like you just forgot it, like the doggy door
I
thing?
forgot to lift it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, because Crystal was over still. And so I kind of put a barrier so her dog could eat. And so my dogs wouldn't eat her food.
Uh-huh.
So I closed it and then I just forgot to open it and I felt awful. So they've been getting walked. Like if I could walk again at night too, they would get two a night, 2 a day. Because I felt so bad. And I was like, oh my God, terrible. Mom, I'm sorry.
No, it happens.
I know. Still, they don't understand. They're like, and then they thought they were in trouble because they went inside the house. And I was like, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Yeah, but that was my challenge. And now I'm going to never do that again. What about you, Lisa? What's your challenge?
Well, I started therapy this this week.
Yay!
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you. It was like the very first couple appointments, sessions or whatever. It's very like admin, very to know them and stuff. So just to let everybody know when you start therapy, give it a chance, because sometimes you're not gonna feel like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever after for like one or two sessions.
Yeah.
Like you'll start because it's a relationship that you have to build.
Yeah.
So you have to let them get to know you, and you kind of have to feel them, and so it's a process.
You gotta go on 51st date.
Yes.
No, it shouldn't take that long.
No. No, but so that felt good. That felt good to like talk and and she asked like, what can I do for you? And I was like, oh,
I like
there's
that.
there's these things that
Yeah.
I have recognized because I mentioned the podcast, and I told her like about mental health and like I'm struggling a little bit right now. Like I know that I need to reach out for help, and this is like my way. And she's like, yep. And I was just like, okay, I just need to like reassure that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? She's like, okay, and it was good. I mean, she seemed cool.
That's cool. Good for you. I'm glad.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll
That's
see how it goes.
exciting.
Yeah. So like
and good for you for recognizing that that's what you needed, because taking that first step is hard.
It is. It really is. Just making the call. Like even like everything can like come crashing down and you're still like, you're gonna make so many excuses and you're still gonna but yeah, so we'll see.
We're very proud of you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you. Thank
Self-awareness
you.
is like
It's like
so
yes, life changing.
It is. When you start to realize like your bad habits or your this or your faults and like how do I fix it or something that's out of like anxiety or like you think you're being lazy but it's really depression, and we've been taught that you're just being lazy, like but that's not it, like you're depressed or like and I can only imagine like the generations before us like could you imagine if they would have
You're just lazy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like you don't get your asses up and clean, like what are you doing, And I think I'm still like in that mix of I feel the guiltness of am I lazy or am I sad, right? And I did discuss that with her. I was like, I feel really sad. And then she was like, well, sad. And I was just like, I just like, it's that emotion that's taking over right now. And she's like, well, okay. And then I was like, I know it's depression. And she's like, yeah, it's depression. And I was like, okay. It was like, I need that validation. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys, like this is working. It's even working within us,
Yeah, it does.
It's never ending. It's never gonna end.
No,
it's never.
it's not.
It's just like another tool.
Healing is not linear. Like it's not the same for everybody, and it's not like it's a marathon. Like it's like ongoing. Life throws so many challenges at you, and you just keep collecting more tools here and there to get through it.
There's no blueprint for healing.
No.
Like, everybody has to figure out their own way of doing it.
Yeah, you have to figure out what works for you.
And just because it worked for you, like it didn't work for you then, like it can work for you now.
Yeah.
Because we change.
Yeah, you do change.
Right? We change and we're more open to things.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you again.
Thank you. What about you, Rene?
So my challenge is not more of a challenge, more of a change that I'm going through. I haven't been dating like in the last, let's say, year and 8 months. Yeah, since December of 2022. So I broke up.
Oh, okay.
with my ex, and I just been on this healing journey. Not since then, but like I started like in July of last year.
Oh, okay.
And I've been just keeping myself out of dating pool, I guess you can say.
Well, like working on yourself,
Working on
right? Like you're
myself.
trying to see.
Yes. So I decided now's the time to see what's out there, and
Okay.
kind of talking to somebody.
How is it? How is it?
It's good so far. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's different,
I'm
huh?
not. I've been so not alone, but I'm like single for the last year and a half. That I'm like, oh wait, I gotta text somebody. I gotta call somebody. I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta get used to this again. The other day, I text her and I was supposed to call her. I was like, oh, like I'll call you, right? Knocked out.
Oh no!
Fell asleep. I was like, oh no, it's over.
Oh my god!
You ever seen those memes where like, oh,
Yeah.
took a nap,
Yeah.
that was it.
Oh no!
I wasn't stressing, but I was like, oh shoot, like,
Yeah.
damn, this is not good.
Oh,
So she ends up taking me back. She goes, oh, I fell asleep too. I was like,
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God,
perfect.
how cute. You guys fell asleep, texting each other. How cute!
yes.
How funny.
So it's going well. Like,
That's good. So this is the first time you're dating since you've started working on
Mhm.
yourself.
yeah,
Do you see a difference?
yes,
Yeah.
more confident.
Oh.
I know what I want now.
You know what you want.
I know
that's
it's not
good.
just. I don't want to go out there and just.
You don't just click on anybody.
Yeah, like throw stuff out there. Whoever
Quality.
catches
That's
it.
quality now.
You sort best match instead of low to high.
Yeah.
That's exciting, Renee.
Yeah,
I'm excited for
exciting.
this new chapter.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's definitely a new chapter. This is like a new person that's going out there. Honestly,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
who
Yeah.
I was before compared to who I am now. So
You know what's so interesting? Last night, me and Fernando were talking about something, and then I was like, "What did he say?" Oh, we were talking about the laughing in the editing,
yeah,
and then he was like, "You guys don't nervous laugh as much," and I was like, "But we call it out now.
Yeah.
We're laughing. It's not funny, but it's just because we're nervous, you know." And then he's like, Renee, he's like, you can tell Renee's a new person because Fernando, my husband, I'm
Mhm.
sure we've talked about it before. Renee introduced us.
Oh yeah, I think we
So-
have.
So he's known Renee for a long time, and
Mhm.
so he sees a difference, and so I'm like, it's cool. Like I'm proud
Yeah.
of you because you do seem more
Oh,
confident.
thank you,
and
thank
you
you.
do seem more
I don't
happy.
think honestly, I don't think I would ever have even wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I were in the same position I was
Yeah.
before. Yeah. There's no way.
hmm
So,
Yeah, and you love this podcast.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you love it so much.
I
And
do.
so
See,
it's like,
like your passion. You
yeah,
see, like,
uh-huh.
never
Yeah.
you would have told me this like a year ago or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. What a difference a year makes, huh?
Mhm.
Wow. Well, I'm proud of you too,
Yeah,
Renee.
Thank
good
Good
job.
for you.
You have one of those?
Applause. the air
Oh,
horn.
yeah.
Yeah, the air horn's there.
That's so funny.
Oh,
The air horn. Oh my gosh.
amazing.
Oh,
Mm,
I
Look
know.
at us growing.
Yes. Okay. Yep. So today, what are we talking about today, guys?
Our journey. No, wait. Our relationship with
Yeah.
alcohol.
Our journey with alcohol.
Our journey too.
I mean, yeah. I guess I'll go first. My current status with alcohol is we broke up. We've broken up for a year and a half now. I know, it was a long relationship. I started drinking when I was 16.
Shit.
Long time. Yeah.
Where would
Very
you get
long.
it?
Well, the first time was we had a party at the house. Mom, sorry.
Oh.
And the older cousins bought it. Do you guys remember that one
Yes,
time?
I remember that party.
Yeah.
Where everybody was throwing up in the backyard with the
Yes.
with the
And then-
Smirnoff ices.
And then we thought,
You
and
were
then
there?
we thought that my parents came back,
and we ran.
and we all ran, and it wasn't. It was somebody
No.
getting picked up. Yeah, people
Yeah.
were like hiding in
Oh my
Mariah's
God.
little playhouse. in the
Wait
back.
a minute. I do remember that.
Yeah, ice. That
The
was
last
so-
time I drank was Smirnoff ice.
Ugh.
That was
Oh my
it made me so
gosh.
sick.
Not even when that what is it, that challenge that I don't know. I'm dating myself right now, but you know how they do like on one knee and like what do they call it, the ice something? I don't know.
think so.
I don't know.
That
But
was
I was
the
like,
last one. The last one I ever had.
Smirnoff made a comeback then.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, I started drinking and I never stopped since 16. Like I would party with my friends and be out, and then once I reached legal age,
Uh-huh.
like then I was always at the bars
Yeah.
and like I got my DUI.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were. Shit,
I,
that was fun.
it
That was
was
fun.
it was fun, but
It
there were a
was.
lot of dumb moments.
There
for
was.
me.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Like
for
I got
sure. Oh.
my DUI leaving downtown Fullerton, like, and I was like, with I had my sister in the car, and then I had my friend in the car, and then my parents had to come pick up my car and my sister and take my friend home. How embarrassing!
Just rewind.
Yeah, my friend.
We need to
Okay.
have one of those buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god.
Wait. So you got a DUI? I know you got your DUI, but like, so they pulled you over and they cuffed you and everything. And
Yeah, I was in heels.
No,
So
I do remember.
I was in heels and in like shorts.
Oh my gosh.
My God.
Oh,
Yes. And then my
you're-
parents had to come. My parents are the ones that bailed me out. And I was like, oh my god. But you know what?
Yeah.
I got bailed out. I got taken home. My parents took me home. I went to sleep, and then I went to work that same day.
Fuck.
No.
I called out.
Exactly. No, I went, and then I was telling my coworker, like, dude, I got arrested today. Like,
Oh my gosh.
terrible, terrible.
Was it at the collections place?
No,
Uh-uh.
it was at the cell phone place.
I want to hear stories about the collections place another time.
Oh yeah.
But, oh.
Oh my god,
Oh,
terrible.
She has the funniest stories.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so I got a DUI in like my mid-20s. I want to say, maybe like mid-20s. And I still kept drinking. Not drinking and driving though. I will say that after it took me getting arrested to stop. And once I started going to therapy, the drinking stopped being like a coping mechanism because
Okay.
I was a mean drunk, like mean. Like I will never forget. Fabi one time was like, because me and Fabi would go out like together, and then she'd be like, "You bit me," and I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you were like, I don't know, you were mad or something." Fabi,
What?
Fabi, write in because I know you remember this. You have to. Yeah, she's like, "You bit me. You were like mad or something," and I was like, "Oh my god!" And like that's the worst. Like having
Biting
the
people?
I know. I was like, what the hell? I was drunk. Like, and I used to get drunk where, like, I would come out and, like, look to see if my car was still there or where am I
Oh my
or, you know, like,
gosh.
awful. And I was
Yeah.
like, dang, like, if I would have just gone to therapy, like, can you
Oh my
imagine?
gosh.
Dang, I could have been a doctor by now.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
Seriously.
gosh.
Almost.
Right? I could have been a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my relationship with alcohol was a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Like was solve all my problems, and we would rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's what I would do. And so, let's see, just being me. Like, and the last time that I drank was at a family party. And this party was a dry party. It was not supposed to have alcohol.
This is my mom's party.
And
I know, 'cause
some
I
of
took
us
some
still,
too.
some of us brought alcohol. Like, we're under the table hiding, and I had too much to drink. And on the ride home, I was like terrible to my husband, like just like, you know, and to hear it back and to not know first, you know, what it was. But I like vaguely remember like talking shit. And so he was like, you got to stop this. And so it was either the alcohol or my relationship. And that was probably the easiest decision I had to make because it's like, it's not worth it. Like, for what? Because I have a tendency to, once I'm having a good time, I don't stop. And then it's like, I can't control it. Like, so that's why I stopped drinking. Actually, we went on a family vacation, last year, like the end of last year, and it was like a all-inclusive resort and, you know, open bar and like, you know, so I was like, okay, you know, I'm not drinking or whatever. And one of my tias had asked, like, why aren't you drinking? And I was like, oh, I don't know how to act. And then she was like, oh, okay, you're like your uncles. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, and it like clicked then for me, like why my dad, because my parents don't drink. My parents have never drank, you know, from what I know. I've never seen them pick up a drink or anything. And so for me, like,
wow,
it like clicked, like maybe that's why he doesn't like to drink, you know?
for sure.
And so I was like, okay. So
because he's seen like all his
he's the oldest, so he's seen everything, and he's had to,
shit.
you know. He's the oldest, and like he takes a lot of responsibility for like the younger ones and stuff like that. So like I know one of my uncles had drinking issues, and I think towards the end he had liver issues, and and he ended up passing away. I mean, drinking to cope as a coping mechanism to me seems like self-harm. For myself personally. But I think it was just, to me, I would think if you're drinking, it's just part of your life. You don't even realize, that that's what you're doing, that you're slowly killing your body. Like, your body just gives out, like, and it's like, you don't know anything else. And I only think, like, had you known that this was going to be what did it for you, would you still drink? Would you still drink as much? And it's crazy because we have like a whole ass liquor cabinet in our house, and like I don't ever feel tempted to drink or anything. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me anymore. Like, it served its purpose when it did, and now it's like you're only causing me harm. Now you're not causing me fun anymore.
Yeah.
So we're done. We're broken up forever.
Yeah.
Forever. Yeah. So that's my relationship.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Did you go through like a program or anything like that, or you just said nope, I'm done?
I just cold turkey stopped.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people can't.
No, I know, and that's why I was like, because like I said, I've been drinking since I was 16. Like, I was drinking like liquor and here and there, and then it was beer, and then it was like casual drinking. But yeah, I don't have the urge to drink at all. Like, what was it? What? I don't know. We went down to the strip with my best friend and her husband and Fernando, and we got like fake daiquiris, like just like that. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, it doesn't have alcohol, but it's fun. Like, 'cause it's a big slushy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a big, like, I don't miss it. I don't. Like, people could be drinking at my house and I don't care.
What's your Renee?
So my relationship with alcohol, very toxic. I think we have to go back to the beginning though. As growing up as around, my dad and family. We always saw, except for your dad.
Yeah, the exception.
Our uncles drinking to max, right? And then we saw our moms not drinking, judging. What did you call them? The mean girls?
The mean girls.
The mean girls. So there was always an extreme of what we saw, like with drinking or not drinking, and there should be a middle ground. Like, to me, there's like responsible drinking, and we never saw that. I did see it on my dad's side more. There's uncles that they'll have like a couple drinks. For the most part, like, I saw what we saw. And
it's like a race.
So growing up with that, I mean, that's what I knew, and I started drinking around 17. I want to say 17 and a half. I was out of high school already. I was a good boy in high school. And the first time I remember buying alcohol I was with one of our cousins, or one of your cousins. And we went to a liquor store in Compton that we knew would sell to underage kids.
No way. Which one was it? Do you remember?
Around the street from my Selina's house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we would go there and get our alcohol there. And so that started. And then 18, I started going to TJ.
Oh, yeah.
That was our
That's
tradition.
That's what I forgot.
How'd you forget TJ?
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go there.
It was so crazy.
Dangerous. How dangerous
That was like
was.
rubbing alcohol that they would serve.
Yeah.
So we lived in Los Angeles, Orange County, and TJ was, 2 hours from us? 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we would drive down there Friday nights, Saturday nights, get drunk, and drive back.
Yeah.
That was the craziest part. How irresponsible.
I know, right?
Why did our parents take away our keys? Like, no.
Because they didn't even know. They didn't even like.
We just took
like
off. Just took
No,
off.
I would like be out the door and be like, "Bye, I'm leaving."
Mhm.
Run,
Again, run.
So once I hit 18, I just drank more and got worse. And then 21 hit. Woo. We used to go out and party.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we partied ever together.
We went to. Oh my god, I'm gonna tell this story because. So for my 18th birthday, we went to TJ.
Rosarito.
Yeah,
no?
Rosarito.
Yeah.
We went to Rosarito, and my best friend is 3 years. 3 months. Don't be. I know you're gonna say something, Desiree. 3 months. Okay. She always says I'm old. I'm like, bitch, we're 3 months apart. And she had one of our cousins' ID, right? She doesn't look like her at all, right? And I had my interim license, right? Like the paper. I showed up with my paper.
No, you did not.
Like
show up with your paper.
My paper and my ID. Like, I'm 18. Let me in. And they did not want to let me in. They were like, no. And I was like, I'm 18. They're like, no. And then I was like, she's not 18. Snitched on her ass. Well, we ended up getting in, but I was like, they were not gonna let me in. They already let you in. That's not even her.
She doesn't even go here.
Yeah, she doesn't even go here. But you know what? I'm telling you, that same ID, we used to go.
I think a lot of people use that ID.
Yes, a lot of people use that ID. She shall remain unnamed.
Yes.
Shout
out.
But it was funny because when I would go, I would
I'll
go
find out the
to
name after.
I would go to the Boogie, okay? If you're
Oh,
from
the
the old
Boogie.
school, you remember that, okay? And all my friends,
Anaheim, right?
yeah, and all my friends were like, it was like at the border where we were like, they still weren't 21, but I was technically 21 with this ID. So then I would be like, yes, I get
You don't
to
have to
drink.
get the big X's.
Yeah. So I got to drink, but I was like, oh my God.
That place should have been shut down a long time
Oh,
ago.
yeah. There's
There
terrible
was some
things that happened.
horrible
there.
stuff
Oh my
that happened.
I only went there once, but I was like,
No,
I
I used to be there
Alright, go
all the
TJ.
time.
I think I ran into you one time.
Yeah, who did I see? We
I
saw, was it Coolio or was it Flavor Flav? I think it was Coolio, and I think I still have the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like a printed out picture. I couldn't wait to go develop that one. But yeah, sorry, Renee.
No,
I just had to tell that story. Rosarito.
Real quick.
Real quick. The buggy. Oh my God.
Oh,
Jeez.
shit. Real quick.
Okay.
So I guess like the drinking got worse once I got back from Iraq. I would go drinking with my cousins all the time at the what's that place called in Long Beach? Gas Lamp. I always go drink, party there, and then I got deployed to Afghanistan. And it got even worse after that. Yeah, I would say it got really bad. Like I was more binge drinking than I was like an alcoholic, I guess. I mean, it's a form of being alcoholic, right? But I wouldn't drink every day. But when I would drink, it would be like drink till lights out.
Yeah.
Or drink till I throw up. Everybody knows me for throwing
yeah.
up.
Or falling asleep.
Or falling asleep.
Oh my God, Renee. Renee can fall asleep anywhere.
Anywhere. I guess fall asleep right now.
Yeah.
So that was my battle with it. The last year I went to niece's party, and I got shit faced like bad. It was like April of 2023, and I was already going down like this slope,
No.
and I got so shit faced. I remember just acting a fool, and there was like a bunch of younger people, and I was like, why am I acting like this? I remember walking out, and I was like dancing out, and somebody was filming me, right?
Oh, no.
And I was like, they didn't do it to like make fun of me, but I felt like oh fuck, like what am I doing?
Did you ever see that?
No, I
footage?
didn't want to see it. No, I never watched it. I'm scared to watch it because I'm afraid to be like, oh damn.
Yeah.
But the next morning I was so hungover, I was throwing up, and I was like, this is it. I'm never gonna drink like this again. I'm gonna do something about this. So I ended up calling the VA and asking them about the rehab program. I ended up going to the rehab program in July 1st. I went in, and it was outpatient. Sorry, so it was 3 times a week or a month, and I just learned like a lot of skills there and more about myself too. It was like a therapy session too. I ended up going to therapy at the same time, like after that, and then group sessions, and I just learned a lot about myself and why I was doing that drinking. It was coping mechanisms, like Candy said, right? So I learned that I was just getting drunk just to forget the trauma that I was going through. And I was sober. I would say I don't know what you would call it because I haven't gotten drunk since then. but I have drunk alcohol. Like I drank maybe the most in one setting is three drinks. So I don't drink to get drunk anymore. I drink just because I want to drink. I don't need to drink anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's a big difference.
Like you're able to recognize like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I actually have a set of rules for my drinking.
Uh-oh.
Candy, if you want to scroll down.
Drum roll, please.
Clear my throat.
Okay.
So this is Renee's list of drinking rules he has implemented for himself. 1, limit is 3 drinks. 2, no driving at all, even if it's 1 drink. I must take an Uber, Lyft, or get a ride from somebody. Like last weekend, I went out with Lisa and Max, and I left my car at Max's house, and we drove. I had 1 drink already. We drove to a bar, I had 1 drink, and then I had them drop me off. She didn't drink, so we were good. I got here, and my dad said, after they dropped me off, he's like, "You only had 2 drinks? You could have driven." I was like, "Dad, you're being a bad influence." See, the generation doesn't learn.
It's a generation.
Yeah.
It's a generation thing. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, I'm trying to do good here. So no, I don't drink at parties where there's children at. I believe there's a lot of issues with drinking and sexual assault at parties, and that's where some of the stuff happened to me. The uncles get too drunk, and our moms like don't pay attention to us. They're trying to control their drunk husband, and they forget about the kids.
Yeah.
So
They're
shit
left-
happens to us.
Yeah, they're left.
And
They're left vulnerable.
yeah, vulnerable, and even the women are left vulnerable.
Yeah.
Too. So,
Oh yeah.
but like that thing we said about like the 1-year-old parties and stuff like that, I always get mad at those now. I'm like, man, like they shouldn't be drinking with like kids.
Because
So,
it just conditions them to be like,
yeah.
oh, it's okay to drink, and then it's okay to drive because my parents were
It's a
drinking
kids'
and they
party.
drove.
Yeah.
It's okay.
a kids' party. Come on,
It's
how?
a kids
Yeah.
party.
No.
I mean, that's just I don't ever tell anybody, hey, you're having
Yeah.
a kids party. No, there shouldn't be alcohol there. That's on you, but I'm gonna not
That's just
drink.
your opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Unpopular opinion. Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, like
Mhm.
but this is because you've worked on yourself and you
Yeah.
see this now. Like that's the
Yeah.
way you were brought up, and like. But even me, like I never saw my parents drink, but like I saw, the
Mhm,
uncles
the uncles.
drinking and
You was
and
there,
driving,
you were around
you
it,
know.
yeah. There's a lot of drinking and driving in our days.
Yeah.
A lot.
I don't think it's okay. 'Cause then
No.
it's like, one, you put yourself in danger, you put your children in danger, you put others in danger, like,
General
and you're
population.
just teaching them,
Yeah.
like, you're teaching them it's okay. So then if something happens where they're drinking and driving, you can't be mad at them
No,
because where do you
yeah.
think they learned it from?
Uh-huh.
And what sucks about that is like, because our moms would drive. Our moms would
Mm.
drive back and they were tired.
Mhm.
Like,
It
I
was
don't
late.
know. It was late and
Mhm.
it was like, drive, and
Mhm.
everybody's like asleep at the. I mean, for
Mm.
us, like we always had that long ass drive to go back.
to Riverside,
Yeah,
from-
so like I always felt
Yeah.
bad for my moms,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dang.
So 4, I must have a plan to either avoid drinking or limit my alcohol consumption. So that kind of goes back to like the going to a party, right?
Mhm.
So for instance, I went to Fernando's house, your house on Saturday.
It's me. It's my house too.
I went to the Herrera's.
To the hair.
On Saturday, I knew there was gonna be drinking there, and I didn't go there and say I'm gonna have one or 2 drinks.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna drink. So I already had that in my mind that I'm not gonna drink, and I'm gonna just not even risk it. So I was there. I didn't have a drink. I had already had it like that in my mind, like
because you're like, I had to
Yeah.
come home to my babies.
yeah, I had to come home to my
Uh-huh.
doggies.
Because you could have just stayed the night
Yeah, I
at your
could've stayed
house,
the night.
you know.
I could've
But
drank
like,
Yeah.
yeah, but you're like, no, I gotta go take care of my kids.
Yeah. That's like, yeah, it's fun. Like, be ready for any
Yeah.
situation.
You like
Like,
mentally prepare
Yes,
yourself.
you can't just go into
Mhm.
a bar party when you know when you want to be responsible.
Mhm.
You have to you have to know what you're gonna do.
Mhm.
Either I'm gonna not drink at all, or if I am gonna drink, I'm gonna take an Uber there
Mhm.
and make sure that I get back a responsible time too for my dog.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm. What a great dog dad.
Yeah.
And number 5, I will not drink because I need to. And that goes back to the coping mechanism. Because I feel like when I say I need to drink, that's because there's something internally going on with myself. I need to drink. Like I need to put this fire out in me.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. That's not healthy drinking. It was such a rough day. It's like, no. That urge hits, that means.
Yeah. I'm reading your list here.
You guys can add to it.
Why do you say 3?
3 is because I know that's once I hit 4, that's like almost a point of no return. Like 4 is gonna be like
you're definitely altered by then.
Yes, 4 definitely, and that's the main thing with me is like with drinking or like, using weed. I want to be in control of like my mind. I can't do something and just blank out and do shit I don't remember.
Yeah.
That shit's scary.
Yeah. Having somebody tell you what you did, it's an awful feeling.
Having that guilty feeling in the morning, like, what did I do?
Yeah. Who did I text? Yeah. Who did I call? What did I do? Oh,
I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's my relationship with it. It's
like
there, but it's
Soberish?
responsible, soberish. In the last month, I've probably had like 4 drinks.
So you become more of a social drinker.
Social responsible.
Okay. All right.
Drink responsibly.
That's the commercials say.
Yeah.
That's what they mean,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh my
Come
gosh.
on, everybody.
Speaking of those signs, we were talking with my daughter, and we go to the restaurants and they have like signs and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, Mom, did you ever like drink when you were pregnant? And I was like, what? She's like, because the sign says, and she's like, and I'm just wondering if that, And I was like, no. I was like, I did not drink when I was pregnant, but you can cross that off the list.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. That's interesting because it isn't in every place that they have alcohol, they have those signs in the bathroom. Well, you obviously don't see them.
No.
Because
that's right.
Pregnant, they caution you not to drink if you're pregnant. Oh my gosh.
But I think it can affect the kids too. But the man drinks too much.
Oh.
I want to say it does.
Really?
I think so.
Like the sperm is like.
I think so. I think if the man gotta do some research.
Well,
on
I
that.
guess because when you
Sending your
have
genetics over there
addictions
too.
and stuff, that like
that makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right, Lisa, what's your relationship with alcohol like?
I don't know. It's weird because like I think the same. Oh, I mean, I saw it as an everyday thing. Like it was in my house all the time. My dad was an alcoholic and was what do you call it? A functioning alcoholic. Like he was able to get shit done. He always got his shit done. Everything was always done. Like my dad was very he took care of us and everything. And yes, he would party like he would party the night away. We all know that. Like he was just super loud and on life, like just drinking until he can't, until he has to get, like guided to the car, and so I did see that, and I used to drink with my dad for a little bit, like we would just drink beers and stuff outside. That was like my favorite part of the relationship was having those conversations, but I recognize that when I drink a lot, right? And I get really mean. So it took years and years and years for me to recognize it. I always else or I I didn't drink all the time. Like it wasn't like
You're more of a binge drinker also.
Yeah. Maybe the last couple years I just stopped. Like it didn't do anything for me. Like it wasn't like it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
It wasn't a problem. Like I think I just saw it what it could do. And I was like, nah, I don't need that for my life. I know that it can like really damage you. And foundation is very important to me, or very like that is very like as long as everything's done, and I can't do both. I couldn't function, and have, yes, I have my other addictions and stuff, but I that's not one of them. And to this day, like every once in a while, I'll have like a shot or a drink or whatever, and I'm okay. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have that urge to like, oh, I want another one. Maybe it's because it's so damn expensive that I'm like, I am not like,
Especially
like
here in
hell
Vegas,
no.
the strip.
Hell no. Yeah.
Damn.
So you're the only one on the podcast with the kid.
Yeah.
So do you think you will have a conversation with her about alcohol, or do you think, like, is it gonna just show, like, you know what I mean? Like, is she just gonna show up drunk one day? I'm just and then you're gonna have the conversation.
You know what? Well, because she did experience certain situations where I was drunk and I was mean. So she sees it as like a negative thing.
Okay.
So, and to this day she'll ask me like, Mom, like, why don't you drink anymore? Like, why don't you like, because she sees it or hears it or whatever. And I'm just like, I just don't want to. Like, I don't like it. I don't want to feel like shit the next day. Like, I got shit to do. I don't have time to.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what happens? And then I'll explain it to her, and I was like, at the time, like, it feels great. Like, you feel like everything's like fun. Like, you don't worry about things. Yeah. And then I was like, and then like it ends, and then it ends, and then like once,
death.
yeah, I was like, because it like dehydrates your body. Like, I want to explain it to her like that, so she knows that it's gonna feel gross.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to feel gross, Especially her. She does not like to feel like
she didn't even drink soda.
She
doesn't drink soda. I know. I was like, hey, you want a water from Chick-fil-A? She's like, yeah, water. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because she doesn't. She wants like she's funny though, because she'll say she'll save her pains for stuff she really wants. So like if she wants ice cream because she can't have milk, she'll say YOLO, like she'll like eat her ice cream if she knows it's gonna hurt her, whatever, But yeah, so she's very cautious about things like that. But so I don't think it'll. I mean, I don't know. It could be, like you never know. But I like to be really open with her and let her and explain it. That's the thing. It's like explain it and say like you're gonna have the choices. Like you're gonna have, you're gonna have the urge and if you have questions, like come to me, like I'm always going to be open with you and I'm always going to, whatever, however that conversation happens, like we'll take it from that time, or whatever's going on at that. I'm not looking forward to any of that.
Just thinking back when I was like, I still remember this. I was like 5 or 6 years old. We were in your backyard in Compton, in the Compton house. So this was a long time ago. They had me and one of your cousins taste the beer.
Fuckers.
This was the 80s. Right? Yeah. Everything went back then. And I remember I spit it out. I was like, I'm never going to drink beer ever. And years later, you know what happened.
I just want to
see what's around them.
I want to make sure that my daughter and like her friends or cousins or anyone like the youth is like, you guys can come to us and ask us questions, like ask us like what does it feel like, or what is it like, or if you're like connect with us, like or talk to us, like we can help you, like where you're not like hiding stuff or end up with an addiction or I don't know, I just wish that
we had that.
That's what I always say. I always say
not so like like it's such a big like sin for to drink, because our moms are like, man, like it was like like you feel like uncomfortable, you feel like you're just like the eyes are just beaming on your drink and like
makes me want to drink
so
more. Like,
I'm like, right?
Unpopular opinion as an outsider, it's probably because they've had to deal with that their whole life. They've had a partner that was like that, and they don't want you to be that partner to somebody else. That's just me analyzing.
But there was they could have gone about it a better way. No, if you drink, you're gonna go to hell.
Oh my gosh. So I want to give the definition of alcoholism. So it says alcoholism is the continued excessive or compulsive use of alcoholic drinks. A chronic, progressive, potentially fatal disorder marked by excessive and usually compulsive drinking of alcohol, leading to psychological and physical dependence or addiction. It says acute alcohol poisoning resulting from usually rapid consumption of excessive alcoholic beverages. Have you guys ever known anybody who got alcohol poisoning?
Not where they got taken to the hospital like that.
Yeah, me neither. But that's
Enough where they've thrown up. But I don't know if you could
yeah.
feel that. What was interesting was go back up to the alcohol.
We're reading off of our new screen, by the way.
I didn't realize like it's dependence. So I don't think I've ever been to. Maybe I have. Just psychologically, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, because when your feelings get too much, you drink.
You drink. Well, yeah, I guess.
Also, it says abstaining from drinking alcohol or taking intoxicating drugs, refraining from the use of addictive substances. What does it say?
See, but like legally, if you get pulled over by a cop and you've had like a drink or two, and you blow, and you're under 0.08, you're technically not drunk.
Yeah, you know what's interesting?
So does that mean you're sober?
Right? Yeah, and that to me, like, and I never thought about it that way until my godson was like reading the driver's handbook, and he was like, "So wait, you can drink and drive, but just as long as it's not over this."
Yeah.
So it's like, but like for me, for instance, when I got my DUI, I blew 0.15, which is almost double the limit. Like I was literally 1 point away from it being like a bigger issue.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was probably like 100 pounds and I used to drink. Like I used to hang out with a group of guys, like when Desiree moved away. And like we would pound beers like nothing, And so I had a high tolerance for alcohol and I was like, tiny drinking, like being able to hang with the guys and stuff like that. And it's like, but how do they know how 0.7 what 0.7 is to somebody who hasn't been drinking, like it's their first drink and okay, you're at 0.7, we're gonna let you go, you're fine, like it just doesn't make sense to me that once he said like, so wait, you can have a drink and drive, you can have 2 drinks just as long as you're not over the legal limit. Like how does that make sense? Like how do they constitute what the limit is?
Because like I feel like everybody's different, right? Like
everybody has different tolerance. Where like one beer could affect somebody who's smaller their first drink, in size, will not affect somebody, who's been a drinker for whatever. It's just like water to somebody who's been drinking all their life. I wonder what the laws are in other countries about drinking and driving.
Oh, I've never known.
Research.
Yeah. We'll put it up on the Instagram. Let's see what other stuff. Oh, binge drinking, we talked about that, is an act or pattern of excessive consumption of alcohol. The reality is, however, that college drinking, especially binge drinking defined as 5 or more drinks in a sitting for men and 4 for women, is a serious and sometimes fatal problem. And your guys' high school, did they do like the like where they do
accident thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like around prom where they would do that.
Yeah, they did.
So when I got my DUI, I had to go to AA and they had to sign off. I had to go to a class which was like basically bullshit because all they did was like, I remember watching a movie one time and I was like, I had to pay for this shit, like just to hear and watch Ray. Like, oh my god! And then, but they were really strict there. And then I had to go to MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and those stories were just like sad. Like people get killed by drunk drivers. Their kids, were drunk driving and killed other people or paralyzed people or like stuff like that. And it's like, that's terrible. Like.
You had
could you
to listen
imagine
to those stories and stuff?
Yeah, and the moms are there and they're talking and they're saying their stories or they're saying, their kids' stories, talking about their kids and they show us like pictures of like livers, over time and stuff like that. And that was really like effectful. Like it was like sad to see these moms talking about their kids who are not here anymore, Because it's one thing if you like drink and drive and you kill yourself, but you kill somebody else, like you're altering somebody's family based off a decision that you made, And back in the day, we didn't have Ubers, but like now there's no excuse to drink and drive. And say what, feel however you want to feel about that, but there really is no reason for you to drink and drive because you can kill yourself, you can kill somebody else, you can kill. How would you feel if you survived and your kids passed away, or your wife passed away? How would you feel, over a decision that you made to drive?
You could have saved lives and by just spending $20, $50, whatever.
Yeah,
even $100 is fuck that.
Yeah,
Just take an Uber.
because even like, how could you imagine the survivor's guilt you would feel? Like
Right.
that's terrible. So don't drink and drive. I don't care. Like just feel however you want. Like there's no excuse. No excuse at all. Like
One thing I want to talk about is we live in Las Vegas.
oh yes.
So there's it's 24 hours drinking here, right? I've been almost hit by drunk drivers in the middle of the day. Like
Yeah.
here, there's
That's
like
when it's the worst.
yeah.
You
Here's
see the cars like swerve.
Yeah.
Like,
here's like
"Is drunk?"
Yeah. Yes.
It's like they
Most
people.
likely.
I think what happens is people get off their shift like at
Yeah.
11
because,
a.m. and they go
yeah.
straight to the bar because
Mhm.
there's so many different shifts here. It's not like that in any other
Yeah,
city.
we're a
Yeah.
24-hour town. There's no last call here.
But here you got to be on it when you're driving here.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I always say
It's scary.
driving is 80% looking at making sure you're on the defense of what other
Yeah,
people are doing
seriously.
Yeah.
than what you're doing.
Seriously.
All right, guys.
Or a question.
Oh yeah, our new segment. Da-na-na. All right,
Let's see. What can I hit it with? Drum beat.
Let's see. Okay. Name someone you can be 100% yourself around.
Besides you guys?
I'm gonna say my husband.
Good
Mhm.
pick.
Good. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We ain't got no more boundaries.
I'm gonna say my sister.
That's a
I
good
can tell.
one.
Oh, her and Tony. My cousin Tony.
That's good. Oh, me and Desiree too.
Yeah. I mean, there's more, but I want to give them a shout out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say my sister.
Okay. How about you, Lisa?
Probably Michelle and Tara. They pretty much.
Those are her besties.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Just recent, Max.
Mm.
Like
Mhm.
he gets me.
Mhm. That's good. I'm so happy for you. Like I know I told this to you before, but like
It's good.
you deserve to be happy, like with a partner like that. I mean, I've only met him a few times, but like just the way you talk about him and like even Renee's homies with him. Like,
We are.
a good person.
Yeah.
Too bad I started school and you can't go to the movies anymore. Movie
Your
buddy.
movie buddy. Yeah. All right, guys. We are going to close this episode out. Let us know. Oh, actually, I have a list of things. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Don't You Know I'm Local Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Don't You Know I'm Local Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on Spotify and YouTube at Don't You Know I'm Local Podcast. And leave some comments because we love to read them. We get so excited in our group text. In our group text, we're like, we got a comment. We're so happy. We love to hear from you guys. It's so nice.
Yes.
Like, cool.
And share our stuff.
Oh, yeah. Share. Please share. Share. Okay. Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.